So, ladies and gentlemen, your Kids Alive dose this week is all about the environment. And our first page talks about school toilets. And it says people in third world countries miss out on their grades because some people don't get to go to the toilet in third world countries. And this, it talks about the population, billion of the population is poor. It's talking about how the Salvation Army can help for poor people. So this bit's about Black History Month. Through October, we have been celebrating Black History Month. And here's a bit about Dapo, who is an illustrator and designer. He taught himself, illustrated through graphics and design. I think we've seen this guy before. Again, he's another on the Kids Alive design team. And it just goes to show he did some great work for Kids Alive magazine. So a big shout out to, again, somebody else on the team. And it's good to see that we're actually celebrating people of different cultures. This bit is called What the Elephant Heard. You can win this book. It's a book about a herd of elephants in Africa. Why can you not trust an artist? They'll put you in the frame. Here is a drawing by Neil Locker. And it's something to do with Jesus. It's a really good drawing. Very, very clever. Fred Camus was the first to invent a drawing computer and animation, which was responsible for doing some of the Disney animation and Star Wars that you see created today. The old-fashioned way, the old sort of analog way, you're never really going to get rid of. Whereas the new way, you get a lot of vectors, vector drawings, which is a bit like MIDI files, where it's all just data, but it can be, the thing with the vector drawing is it can be as big as you want it. It's a bit about Pixar animation, the history of Pixar animation too. But you also have CGI, which is just computer animated drawings, which is a bit like vector drawings. And vectors are like MIDI files. It's all just data, but in picture form, and it can be as big as it wants to be. If you're wondering how on some of the old-fashioned 8-bit computers like the ZX Spectrum and the C64, how they managed to get really big drawings, it was because they were all vector files, because the computers really couldn't understand back then how big the picture files were. In fact, you didn't really have disk space. Well, you did have disk space, but it was very limited. It wasn't what it is now. You didn't have terabytes. You couldn't even store the amount of storage you've got now, well, you had back then, you could barely store a Word document. Back when I was a lad, a gigabyte was huge. When I got my first MP3 player, which was like 1 gig, I thought it was everything, you know. Now, a gigabyte's absolutely nothing, you know. I remember when a Word document was something like, you know, look at the big word processors, like 200 meg word processors were huge. It just looks where we've come now, really. Read the Bible cartoon, where it says about God giving John his own choices. Some people try and turn away turn away from God, but God does forgive us. And yeah, I mean, it's picking those choices. Sometimes it's really hard to, make the right choice sometimes. And sometimes, it depends what choice. Sometimes whatever path that we turn in life, really. This is about the big draw to get inspired. It doesn't matter if you can't draw. The best thing is to find a space and get creative. I used to draw motorbikes and sketch cartoons and do cars, but I don't now. Whether you're in a drawing group, the best thing to do is to get creative. If you need some help, see page 13 for some ideas. And it says to grab a mouse, pen, or pad, or computer, and draw whatever. It's about getting inspired for the big drawing event. It says, enjoy reading Kids Alive, and there's the links and all that really, really good stuff. And then here is all the good stuff on the back of Kids Alive magazine. Anyway, as always, I'm late for church now. Bye!